Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Corey from Lion Dads. Before we get going, I want to tell you guys, hope you had a happy new year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you're able to spend a lot of time with your loved ones, your family, friends, pets, yourself, whoever you spent your time with. And I want to remind you to go down and get your free PDF on getting started with the carnivore diet. It's at lion-dads.com, and I got a link down in the description. So go get that and start losing weight on carnivore diet today. So getting into the video, basically what I want to talk about is, moving into 2024, kind of setting yourself your goals, moving forward, long-term and short-term, kind of how I'm doing that for myself and for Lion Dads, and just going from there. So I think goal setting, as I've said in a few videos this last month, that's kind of been the theme of the month, is crushing goals and stuff. Setting goals has always been really important for me, and I think, one of the more important things for you guys. So basically, like I've said on here a couple times, I'm not a New Year's resolution guy. I'm not big on putting things off that you can do today. So what I want to talk to you guys about is setting yourself goals to sustain yourself, and you don't have to worry about things like New Year's resolutions and crap like that. You're just always on track. You have a plan, and show you kind of how I'm doing that. So the first thing I like to do is set myself a long-term goal. You can call that, it can be a long-term. It depends on the person, right? Like me, I'm like 5 years and beyond into the future. My long-term goal, it's related to, what I've kind of taken on as my journey, my mission is, creating something to help other dads. I came to this place, it was a little, as a not broken man, but, I wasn't in the best shape. I was almost 300 pounds, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, not doing my best to be the best dad I could be, to set the best example I could be in my family, not maximizing, not attacking my professional life, things like that. So what I wanted to do, once I started a carnivore diet, I found this diet when I decided finally, it's time to get my life back on track. And that starts, I think most people with common sense would recognize getting your life back on track probably starts with fixing your health first. And I found the carnivore diet, and I started doing that, and it opened my eyes to all the different things in my life that I could be improving, and that would start improving when I started fixing my health and my fitness. And I think that's a good message. That's a powerful message. The first thing you have to do is sit and recognize that you have to come to have this come to Jesus talk with yourself, where you realize everything in your life that's not where you want it to be, that's your fault. You have to take accountability for that. And it sounds like, when you say it, it doesn't sound like the most, oh man, you're down on yourself, this is your fault and blah, blah, blah. But it's the most liberating and freeing thing you can do for yourself, is when you take accountability for all your own failures, your own deficiencies, and your life not being where you want it to be. And it frees you of being able to point the fingers at anybody else, because then you realize you're the only one that can fix it. So that's basically my message to you guys when I start the coaching programs up and stuff like that. That's the first thing I tell people is start fixing everything in your life that's your fault. And that's pretty much damn near it. That's everything. You know what I mean? The things that are out of your control, try cutting them off completely. You know what I mean? Going from there. And so what I like to do is have one long overarching goal, and then you have smaller goals that will lead you down the path to achieving that bigger goal, right? And so, I have, my goals are kind of, intertwined, but it's, related to myself and, becoming the best dad I can be, while also stepping up and being, showing other dads how they can be the best versions of themselves they can be. You know what I mean? Because I think that in order for me to even have the audacity, right, to go on the internet and start telling people hey, try this, I need to kind of be that, right? I would kind of consider myself not to be sincere, if I wasn't living that. And, I'm not perfect. I'm not physically definitely not where I want to be. I'm working my way toward that, and I'll get to that later on in the video. But, I'm always working toward it and always trying to show you guys how you can work toward it as well. But first of all, for my overarching goals for Lion Dads itself is what I want to get into. When I came to this, when I started this channel, I had been on carnivore for a few years, and I decided, I'd been helping people out in their own lives, because when you start losing weight and you start projecting a different, there's like a confidence about you, that your self-esteem improves, things like that. All these domino effect things start falling into place when you fix your health. I went from 280 pounds all the way down to about 210 at one point. A pretty drastic change, and it was in the span of just 6 months or so. People notice, people around you close in your life notice, and if they're in the same place that you came from, they're going to want to know what they can do. And I started noticing that I was that go-to guy in my life with, whether it was family members, friends, co-workers, people, who had known me. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? And I tell them, I found the carnivore diet, I did this, and then they start doing it. And then they start noticing other things falling into place. And how do you navigate this now? It's like, oh, well, now you have the confidence to do it, go do it, and things like that. I started noticing, like, I can really help people, I was really, really effective at helping people with it. And so I thought, if I'm helping 5, 6, 7 people do this, and I think almost like 100% success rate. I think I had one dude's like, he tried it for like a week and was like, I couldn't do that. And it's like, okay, it's a willpower thing. Best of luck to you. But, when you start having, all these people that you're seeing, you're helping them and you're giving them advice, and they're constantly coming to you, and then you're seeing them hit the success, and I still know pretty much all of them, and they've all sustained it and stuff. It's like, I really have something here. And then they start, once they've come to you for that, they start coming to you for other things. And, I realized I had a lot of value that I can help people with. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way that I've learned from, that I can, show people, hey, this is what you did, as long as, I'm comfortable being honest about, my failures and my mistakes and everything, that, I think a lot of people can glean value from that. And that's why I decided, if I'm helping, 10 people, why can't I help 100 people? Why can't I help 500 people? Why can't I help 1,000? Why can't I help thousands? Who knows? The sky is the limit. And so I thought, what's the best way to do that? Start a YouTube channel and grow it into a coaching business kind of a thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at with this. But along the way, I was so hyper-focused, I think, in the beginning of starting Lion Dads on the nutritional and weight loss aspect of it, that kind of just overtook my channel, and it became a carnivore diet channel, which is not originally what I really wanted to do. It was just one thing that I used to kind of kickstart helping people take their lives, back, because, and I'm a dad, and being a dad myself, that's kind of, you ask me what my job is, that's my first thing I tell you. Like, I'm a dad first and foremost. That's my most important job in life. And I wasn't doing my best. I wasn't being the best. I was, I always think, like, how do I get to be the top, like, 1% of my profession when I'm doing things, right? And, like, if I'm like, okay, my job first and foremost is to be a dad, to raise these kids, to be a parent, and be a good, the leader my family needs to be. Am I in the top 1% of men doing that around the world? Probably not. The top 1% of men were not walking around 285 pounds, going to work in a job they didn't like, coming home and being lazy and eating like shit and drinking alcohol all the time and things like that. So I decided, it's time to make a change. And that's what I want to teach you guys to do, is just be better dads. Consider being a dad your number one job in life, and supporting this family that comes with that. So that leads to you either having to find your own job or your own source of income, but that all ties into you raising your family, right? So are you in the top 1% of being a dad? of all the other dads that you know what I mean, or, in that profession of being a dad, are you in the top 1%? If you honestly look at yourself in the mirror, probably not, you know what I mean? But can you get there? You know what I mean? What are the things you need to work on? How do you need to improve? And that's what I wanted to set out and start this with. And it just kind of transformed into this other animal where it became all about the way you eat, you know what I mean? And doing the carnivore diet. And that's still the way I eat. It's the way I'm always going to eat. It's the way I'm going to teach people from the fitness and nutrition aspect of it. But it just overtook my channel. And I'd kind of like to start integrating other topics into my channel for you dads out there. And so I'll probably start implementing a lot of that stuff. I was going to do a whole separate channel on it. Hell of a lot of work. I don't think I want to do 2 YouTube channels. I just want to focus on one. So I'm probably just going to start integrating some other type of advice, dad-related content into my channel, because I think that shit's important. And that's just the way it is. And if you came here strictly for carnivore stuff and you don't want me putting out other videos of other stuff, I'm going to anyway. Don't watch those. Just watch the carnivore stuff. I'm going to try stepping up to 2 videos a week. And try to just get a good mix of everything. It'll probably still be a whole hell of a lot of carnivore content on the channel mostly, but a lot of cool stuff coming down the pike, product wise, courses, things like that. Still got coaching programs, things like that, but I want to do more kind of that kind of stuff for not just carnivore related stuff, all things, being a better dad, being a better husband, elevating your career, professional development, maybe starting your own business type stuff, just ideas that I'm coming up with. So look for all that stuff. I'll announce it as I develop things and get more clarity on it. Like I said, I was going to branch this channel off. I decided not to. I'm just going to kind of see how this goes and just kind of do it the way I want to do it on my terms. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You won't see less carnivore content. You'll just see more other content. That's basically what it's going to be. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as Lion Dads goes. For my own personal stuff, you know what I mean? I always talk about, no matter what in life, I think when you get to a point where you're like, I'm there, I made it, I'm completed, my goals are complete, I have nothing else, like, you're done, you're broken. That's not the mindset and mentality that men have, that men should have. I think we always, to the bitter end, should be trying to improve and get better and do better and just, like I said on my deathbed, what am I going to be doing? Fighting death. That's, you know what I mean? I'll be working on my legacy. I'll be working on my the future of my family. I'll be working on my mission in life and my goals until my last breath. That's kind of the way I am. In 2024, my biggest goal is, my goal is perfection. I'm probably, no one's perfect. I've done really, really well in the last several months, as far as, nobody's perfect. I have slipped up and made mistakes and had my cheat days, and not days, but meals, and had, a bad thing here and there. Ate a piece of dessert once in a blue moon, had a beer with dinner. My goal is no more of that. You know what I mean? My goal this year is to be 100% carnivore all year, and I'm excited about it. I haven't drank in months, not since I got back from Jamaica in first week of October. Haven't cheated, haven't had any desserts or anything like that. My cheat day stuff now looks like keto type. I bought a Ninja Creamy and I make ice cream out of egg whites and whey protein. It's as close to carnivore as you can get. Probably not 100% all the way, but it's, all animal-based pretty much products in my ice cream, for example. But those are, when I have cheat days, that's what they look like now. And if I don't have any other options and it's like I'm being forced to eat bad, then I just fast. And that's kind of where I'm going to head out into this next year, is just trying to be as close to 100% carnivore as possible, which has been my goal all the time since doing it. But really, 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 really holding myself accountable, really trying to be strict, really being strict on myself, and just trying to be the best version of myself that I can be this year. I want 2024 to end with me being in the best shape of my life. And then in 2025, looking back on that 2024 version and being like, man, what a piece of shit that guy was. In 2026, same thing when he looks back at, you know what I mean? I want to be growing and getting better and improving and trying to be the best version of myself and always being that work in progress. So when I'm on my deathbed, I can look back and say, no matter what, I never stopped fighting, and I never stopped trying, and I never stopped setting goals, and I never stopped trying to reach them. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I'm kind of imploring you guys to do right now too, is kind of just come up with these long-term goals, come up with a long-term mission, a long-term goal, to become the best version of yourself that you can be, whatever that looks like. Everybody's got a different answer for that. Yours is not going to look like me. The way you get there is not going to look like the way I got there. Your circumstance is not going to be the same as mine. But I want you to set goals. I want you to set a long-term goal. I want you to come up with a mission for yourself. And I want you to set smaller goals, smaller, achievable, realistic goals that you can accomplish that lead to your bigger goal. Draw like a line on a paper and like, here's my goal. Here's where I am now. Here's little, hash marks along the way. Here's a goal I need to get. You know what I mean, that I can achieve. Break them into chunks, you know what I mean? And you'll find yourself, if you have that mission, if you have a vision, a clear vision for your future, because so many of us are just walking around aimless, man. And I was aimless for a long time. I was just like, let's just see where life takes me. And that's not the way to live your life. I realized you've got to have a clear vision for your future. You've got to know where you want to go. And once you achieve that, which, hopefully you never do achieve it. Hopefully it's always a thing you can constantly be working on. Your overall mission in life should never end. But, hopefully that can just grow and continue, and you'll always be working toward building something, never being satisfied, and always striving to be the best version of yourself. And that's what I think we all need to aim for in 2024. Not setting resolutions, not saying I'm going to do this year. Just come up with your best version of yourself and work toward that. And then when you get there, if you get there, try going beyond it. That's basically where I'm going to leave you guys today. Like I said, go down and get your free PDF on getting started with the carnivore diet, ditching your dad bod, starting to lose weight today. Like I said, got tons of stuff coming soon, a lot of new information, things like that, carnivore and non-carnivore related content. So keep an eye out for all that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.